Hey guys, it's Bex. I am so excited because I have Brett Hoebel here, founder of Hoebel Fitness, which is amazing. Rev Abs, and then you have a book coming out in 2015, 20-minute body, but the program's going to come out ahead of time, so we're going to have to look for that.
The online program will be out, yes, in 2014.
But something that is so awesome is that you're also a trainer on The Biggest Loser, which I'm a big fan of.
Yes.
So it's really exciting that you're here with BexLife.
Thank you.
And today we're going to be talking about abs, even though you are an expert in martial arts, capoeira, everything, yoga. I read your certifications and it was like blowing my mind. But let's talk about my belly today.
What belly? You have no belly, girl.
I have a belly and it's a little jacked up. I have something called a diastasis, and I know that you're an expert in this as well because we did a little talking. And I want to talk about exercises that we can do pre-pregnancy, during pregnancy, because that's kind of controversial. What do you do with your belly when you're pregnant? And then also post-pregnancy to really take care of any damage that darling little baby has done.
Yes.
You ready?
Ready. When I'm working with women in first trimester, a lot of this is prehab. The one exercise I want to do first is how you can check for a diastasis and then get into the conditioning ones.
Okay.
So you're going to go on your back. Madison Square Park in New York City. It's good.
New York.
And you can cross your hands over your chest and tuck your chin in. You're going to do a little half crunch. And as you come up, ladies, if you do this, what you'll see on a diastasis, she's got a really nice set of abs. You would see a separation between the six-pack and go back down. And I know she does have a six-pack. So one more time, she would come up, and if you were to see that line, the linea alba down the middle, separate a little bit, or some of the bulge come back down, you see a little bit of bulge down the middle, that is the diastasis, and that's that linea alba, that connective tissue starting to separate. So that's how you test for it, and you can do that every week, every trimester. The conditioning exercises, we're going to do the most basic one. Is called a tummy vacuum.
Okay.
And it incorporates diaphragmatic breathing, which is going to work your diaphragm. The tummy vacuum, which works that sort of barrel or the corset, the TVA, and then even sort of like a slight Kegel that works the pelvic floor. All three of those, so you're going to get that whole inner unit tight. So start on your back. One hand she's going to put just below her navel, just below. The other hand she's going to put on her chest, because if your chest rises when you inhale, that means you're breathing into your chest, and we don't want that. We want all the breath to be focused below your belly button. So Bex is going to take a deep breath in. You'll see her stomach go up as it fills up with air, and as she exhales, the stomach will fall. If you're doing this incorrectly, take a deep breath in and chest breathe. See that? We don't want that. Now, a tummy vacuum is at the end of the exhale. She pulls her navel away from her hand, like you're trying to get in between two tight desks or seats, and you pull it in tight, but she does not hold her breath. And she's going to do that for 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and she releases, and that would be one rep. We're going to do one more. Deep breath in, the stomach goes up. Notice no movement here. Exhale, she does the exhale, and at the end of the exhale, she does the tummy vacuum. She pulls in. She doesn't hold her breath. She's going to hold that for 10, and then she would release. She'd do that 5 to 10 times. You start at 5, and as you get stronger, do it to 10, or you can hold more than 10 seconds. Now, a progression from that, let's turn over and go on to all fours. Her back is nice and flat. You cannot round your back like a cat. So she does a big exhale, inhale into my hands. See the stomach fall. Exhale, she draws it in. She keeps pulling away from my fingers, and she holds that without holding her breath. And that's a harder position to do it in, and then she releases. And again, she would do this tummy vacuum, 5 repetitions up to 10. And then just kneel and take a little break. So that's some great exercises to do, at least for the tummy vacuum. And I want you to get this 3-dimensional shape of understanding what muscles that you're conditioning. So imagine Bex has a barrel coming around her. It's got a bottom, a top, and all the sides, front and back. When you're doing the tummy vacuum, you're conditioning this front, back, sides of the barrel. When she's doing the diaphragmatic breathing, she's conditioning the diaphragm on the top. Now the bottom, why don't you explain the Mula Bandha you told me about that helps condition the bottom of the barrel?
Well, the Mula Bandha in yoga is a lot like Kegels. So instead of the idea of just stopping the pee, because we're not really concentrating on that pelvic floor all the way as women, we're actually, imagine like a cradle in the bottom, like almost like a hammock or something soft, and then suck it up. So we're like really pulling that whole pelvic floor up and in, and that's supporting us. We like to call it the money maker because that's where everything lies. Like that's like the seat of our strength.
Money maker, baby.
Pull it up.
So that gives you, I want you guys to understand that it's when you're doing the diaphragmatic breathing, you're conditioning the front and the sides. As you're the tummy vacuum, as you're doing the breathing that leads into it, that strengthens your diaphragm, which sits on the top. And what she's saying you can do at the end of that tummy vacuum, pulling up and in, you're getting the bottom of the barrel. That's really, really important. That's your inner unit, your inner core. Great. So some of the don'ts in the first trimester: crunches. They really condition the rectus abdominis, which are the six-pack, the outside muscles. You don't want the outside muscles.
Right.
You want the inside, the inner unit, not the outer unit. Also, if you have diastasis, because what we're doing are prehab exercises, but what happens if you actually show a diastasis? Number one, you should always consult your physician, your OBGYN.
Absolutely.
Always.
Or your midwife.
Or your midwife. Do all, whatever you want, but I recommend going to the professional first. Can you still continue to do some of these exercises? Yes, these are still going to help. You don't have to stop training, but don't do exercises that are going to bulge the stomach out like a crunch, because that's going to spread the diastasis out more. So now let's do second trimester exercises. For second trimester, instead of lying on your back, the reason you don't want to do that is because as the baby is growing and you're on your back, you can pass out, actually. So if you're ever lying on your back, you have to be out on a little bit of an incline, just a little bit. So some of the things I want to progress to, you saw the tummy vacuum, supine face up and kneel on all fours. Now let's do it kneeling. So she's going to do it here, hand goes in the same positions, and we'll just do one repetition. As she takes an inhale, it goes out, and watch. Leave your hand there, out here, and really pull the stomach away. Look at how much she can clear, because her stomach's, breathe into it again, all the way out, and then go out. Just leave that hand there and go, 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 go. Look how much distance Beck's getting. When she's in this position, it's harder.
That takes practice.
It does take practice.
Not easy.
And I'll tell you, when I do with women like this, even the diaphragmatic breathing that they're not used to, some will get dizzy, some will get tired because they're just not used to breathing like that. They're so used to breathing in their chest. And
especially when you're pregnant, the baby's really pushing on all those organs, so you want to like fill up at top. So you have to concentrate.
And you may only get to pull a little bit, but as you get stronger, you're going to notice the strength building and building and building. So that would be a great progression to a second trimester tummy vacuum. Now
we're near the finish line.
Plank. Let's do. We're going to add plank. Start on your knees. Let's just say. I know you can do it there. She's going to start on her knees, and she can still do a tummy vacuum, and just without doing a lot of exhaling and inhaling. Just she's holding it in. She's going to relax a little bit here, tuck the chin in. Imagine a bar's coming straight, and she can hold plank 15 seconds, build up to 30 a minute. If that's too easy, now she's going to go onto her legs. But if this like dropped out, I would say no, that's not working. You got to hold that tummy vacuum in and be able to hold plank and relax. So that's a great progression. It's much harder. And you're conditioning more than just the transverse abdominis. Now you're getting the obliques, some of the rectus, a lot more exercises. The don'ts, crunches. We're not doing crunches. Now we're in third trimester. Again, if you're supine lying down on your back, to do any exercise, you have to be elevated. You could put like a pillow or something to elevate you up. Let's go up to standing. Take a deep breath in, all the way in. Pull, 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 pull it. I mean, just in the minutes that we've been doing this, she's getting better and better and better and better at it. Now let's hold for a count of 10. You could increase it to 15 or 20 without holding her breath. Now let's say there were cables. So she's going to hold on. Let's do a push-pull. Left foot out in front. And she's holding on, and I'm like the cables. She pulls that tummy vacuum in, chest up, and she starts doing the cables. Just like this. She could be doing a lunge, anything, but she's still working on holding that inner unit.
Always.
And I'm watching that. So one thing that I would suggest, hey, she wants some of the tummy vacuum too. If you are going to do this, the clothing that I would recommend you wear is something that's tight so you can actually see what's happening.
Okay.
And that's how you can progress in the third trimester to standing for the tummy vacuum and even getting into more complex movements.
So, okay, so I'm done with babies now. I have the diastasis. What can I do? Can I repair it? Can it make it better, less severe?
Here's the reality of the situation is a lot, if you have a diastasis, some of it is genetics. Some of it is genetics. But to prevent it from spreading more, it is doing these inner unit exercises for sure with perfect form. Working on the plank, building the plank, the tummy vacuums up from 10 seconds to 20 to 30 to 50, all the way up.
Okay.
Holding the plank for a minute and a half, but making sure that tummy's in. Here's a great objective tool to use. You can take a piece of string, like a belt, right? But it would be a piece of string that goes around your tummy, and as you suck it in and can do that, tighten that string up, because you're going to know how much stronger you can pull it in. It's like tightening your belt up every time. You notice that you're getting stronger. That's a great way. And if you lose it in the plank, you'll feel the string hit your stomach and you'll know you're losing the form. You got to stop.
So what I'm hearing, pre, during, post-pregnancy, this tummy vacuum is the real key. And I think that that's the real takeaway.
It really is.
Really working on that breathing and pulling it up and under, really, under the belly button, working on not filling up your chest when you're breathing. So that's really the key in everything that you're doing.
It's key because it's conditioning, again, that TVA muscle. That is the inner unit that always gets sacrificed. When you're doing crunches, the TVA gets shut down and it's all the big muscles that take over, and that's not what we want in this circumstance. The one option on the crunch, let's show them the one with your fists underneath you. So, guys, when you go into a crunch on the way up, it's flexion. When you are extending back, that's called extension. Imagine she's got a sit-up disc, or she's under a Bosu ball, or she's under a stability ball, and it's kind of arching her back up here. When she does a crunch in this way, she's already in extension, and she can just crunch up to the horizon line. Notice the belly's flat, and she goes back down. That stretches out the abs. There's a lot of inner abdominal pressure unless she did a crunch up. That's too much pressure. Yeah. But she's not only coming from below the horizon line up to the horizon line, and relax. That is a way to condition a lot of the bigger muscles, if you want to get stronger that way, without hurting yourself with the inner abdominal pressure. But you have to be on a sit disc, a Bosu ball, or a stability ball, and you have to be careful that you are not going to pass out. So don't just do it completely upside down. Do a little bit of an incline.
So we're talking about babies, and now we have like a whole crowd of kids behind us.
It's awesome.
So I'm going to thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I feel like I have hope now, like hope for the future of my abs, and I will definitely be looking for the 20-minute body.
Thank you.
2014 for the program, 2015 for the book, and of course you're like all over the place anyway, but we can find you at
BrettHoebel.com, or on my social media, it's Brett Hoebel. Thanks, Bex.
Thank you. Mwah.
Looking for the perfect all-natural pre- and postnatal supplements? Check out my favorites at Delta Labs. That's deltalabsusa.com. How great was Brett, ladies? I want to thank him again for giving us these amazing tips for keeping our beautiful baby bellies in shape. Hopefully he'll be back in the future with more great workouts for us. If you want to stick around for a little bit longer, you can click on one of the thumbnails below for another exclusive BexLife workout, or hit me up at BexLife.com for more info on this workout or whatever I'm up to. But before you go, remember to hit that subscribe button for more free videos every single week. And if you found this information useful, please share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, all over the place. I love you guys, and I will see you around.
Never been less than overqualified.